welcome to today's lecture about the examples. Those are related to the gravitational acceleration. In this example, there is an iron ball, sphere of the iron. Its mass is 3 kilograms. Is released from a height. It is taken above the level of the ground surface and released from 125 meters and falls freely. Free fall is considered to the ground. Here we have to assume that the value of gravitational acceleration, that means Z, is 10 meters per square second. They ask you to calculate the first time taken by the ball to reach the ground when it is released from 125 meters. How much time required to reach the ground? First question in this example. Next, second question. Velocity of the ball on reaching the ground. When it reaches on the ground, what will be the velocity of that ball? It is the second question. And third is the height of the ball at half the time. At half the time. For this we have to calculate at first full time, total time to reach the ground, and then we have to calculate the what distance covers that ball in the half time when it reaches the ground. In this example, they given some quantities like mass of the iron ball, and you know it is 3 kilograms. Then the distance traveled by the ball from a certain height. Distance, it is symbolized by S, and it is 125 meters. It is the distance, it is the height from that ball is released. Then velocity of ball, that is initial velocity, where it reaches at a certain height, and fraction of second, then after some times it starts to fall. That is the initial velocity, and that initial velocity, that means U, is 0 meters per second. Initial velocity before the falling to the ground. And they also suggested, assuming the value of Z is 10 meter per second square instead of 9.8 meter per square second for the calculation, that is acceleration E or G is equal to 10 meter per square second. These quantities are given in this example. Then think about this first question. What they asked the first question? Time taken by the ball to reach the ground. we have to use the Newton's equations to follow this example. In which example they provided distance, they provided gravitational acceleration, they provided any velocity. Thus we have to use the equation, Newton's equation, to calculate the time. Time should be essential in that formula equation. So we choose the equation of Newton and formula, that is Newton's second equation of motion. We have to use the Newton's second equation of motion, which is it? It is, S is equal to ut plus 1/2 at square. It is the second equation of the Newton's about the motion. Here, to use this equation of the motion, here S is given and it is 125 meter. Then U is not given, T also we have to calculate it, plus 1/2 at square. At A means G. A means here G. And G we have to take it as a positive because the ball is falling from lower direction, downwardly direction. Thus there is no problem about the G. Then filling the values in the equation. Yes, it is the distance, it is 125 meter. U is 0 because it starts from the zero velocity. Then T, it is also calculated. We have, it is asked in the example. Then 1/2, A means G, is equal to 10. They assume to take the 10 meter per square second into T square. That is, I have to calculate. Then 125 is equal to, it is 0. 1/2 into 10 into T square. Then 125 is equal to, divided, 10 is divided by 2, that is 5. Then the 5 into T square. Here, now 125 upon 5 is equal to T square. That means T square is equal to 25. Here, to calculate, to get the root of both sides, then t is equal to 5. It is in the second. Means here the ball requires to fall to reach the ground 5 seconds. It is the time taken by the ball to reach on the ground surface. Then we have to calculate the velocity, final velocity on reaching the ball on the ground. That is, second question in this example here, that is according to Newton's Newton's first equation. Newton's first equation of motion final velocity that is v. Why they choose this equation? Because we have to calculate the final velocity. Whatever may be calculated in the example, we have to use the formula which shows the things is given in that formula. Thus, we have to choose the Newton's first equation of the motion. What is that equation of motion? That is, V is equal to U plus AT. It is the first equation of the motions of Newton's. It is initial velocity, it is 0. Z or A is given here, and just now we calculate the time. Thus we use the V is equal to here U is 0 plus Z. It is 10 meter Z or A. It is 10 meter per square second, and T is the 5 second. So it's a simple question. We have to use it. 10 into 5, it is 50 meter per second. It is the final velocity. It is the final velocity of the ball the surface or ground then we get answer of the two questions. Time required total, that is 5 seconds, and the velocity when it reaches the ground, it is 15 meter per second. Now we have to turn. Third question which is asked in this example, that is when the ball is released from 125 meter height and when it's falling down, but what is the distance, what is the height covered by that ball within half time? You know the total time taken to reach the ground is 5 seconds, and the half time, that means 2.5 seconds, means what will be the distance covered by that ball within the half time. We have to calculate it also. Then here total distance is given, initial velocity, that is 0, then g, value of g also given there, and time is given also. Then we have to calculate only the half distance, only the distance in the half time. Thus here also we have to use the second equation of Newton's of the motion. Ball's height at time s. The velocity of the ball reaching half time. Now, just I told you that is 2.5 seconds. Half time, five upon 2, that means is equal to 2.5 seconds. It is half time. Ball's height at this time, when it traveled 2.5 seconds. Ball's height, what will be the ball's height? Ball's height of this time that is yes, whatever may be, according to Newton's second equation, equation S is equal to ut plus 1/2 at square means gt square, and it is given 10 meter per square second. Here, yes, half distance within half time. No half distance, sorry. Distance within the half time. Now half time, it is 2.5 seconds. Ball's height of this time, that is yes, according to second equation of the motion, S is equal to ut plus 1 half kt square. We are putting the values into the formula. S is equal to 0 into t means it will be 0 plus 1 half 10 and into square of time, that is 2.5 square. And the S is equal to 1 half into 10 into bracket square of time, that is 2.5 square. So S is equal to 5 and square of the 2.5 is 6 point, here see 2.5 into 2.5, that is 6.25 and 6.25 here. It multiplied with 5 into 5, 25, 5. Then here 2 and 31. It is the distance, that is 31.25 meter. That thus the height of the ball, thus the height of the ball at half time is equal to 125. It is the total distance, total height minus 31.25 meters is equal to 93.75 meter. Time is half. Here, the distance means the height covered by that ball within half time was in the first half time. It was 31.25 meters. And in the total time it is taken to reach the ground is 5 seconds. And the distance covered, height covered within half time is 31.25 meter. And remaining half time cover the distance 93.75 meter. You can tell about it, how it is possible? Because it is possible, it is acceleration. It is acceleration when the ball released from 125 meter, then it start to fall. There is an increasing velocity. Initially velocity is less, but as it will come down to the ground, the velocity became increased. That is why the distance covered in remaining half time is 93.75 meter. We continue this example solution to the next lecture.